I asked you about this movie, and I got to ask you more about this movie because that was one of the big reasons why I wanted to reach back out to you. So many asked me to reach back out to you. I asked, was it nice to see the process of this movie? And you said to see love. I heard that. I heard something about you mentioning love. So that I think that you saw the love in the project. Is that true? Hey everybody, it's me Josh with Hope, and I'm bringing you a really special and powerful session tonight where I'm asking for Michael Jackson again. In 2023, I decided to ask for him, and I was just blown away with how well he did. Many of you asked me to ask for him again. And that original session I did a few years ago has over 100,000 views, and many people are still watching it, hearing his wonderful responses. So I figured I would ask for him again. Now, I know I haven't posted a session within the last 30 days. I've been super busy. I've been working on finishing my Hope Spirit Box app, and it should be out very soon. So I want you to know there's a free version and a paid version coming. So that's all coming very soon. If anyone's interested in anything that I'm doing, my book, my apps, my events, all that stuff, you can visit hopeparanormal.com and see all things hope related. With this Michael session, I knew how well he did in the past, and I was hoping he would do well again, and he did not disappoint. And I asked for him over the course of 2 nights. I set the intention beforehand, and over the course of 2 nights, I captured about 40 responses that I was able to make out. Now, this is the part of the video where I explain my process. And if you are a returning subscriber, you've been watching me for years, you know what I'm doing, you don't have to watch this part of the video. I put the time code up here. I break the session into chapters so you can go right to where the session begins. But if you're a new subscriber or someone that still doesn't understand what it is I'm actually doing or how this works, I really urge you to take the few minutes and to watch this so you understand moving forward. Now, I am an experienced medium. I've been doing this for 14 years, over 5,000 readings, and I don't need equipment to speak to spirit, right? I can just use my mediumship ability. I do readings for people where validations of their loved ones, nicknames and code words and other things that prove it's really them coming through, and it's without the box. Now, why do I use a box if I can speak to spirit on my own? Well, I think there's a great value in giving them an opportunity to speak on their own without the human filter of a medium like myself. Now, what am I doing with the box? Well, I believe spirit doesn't have the voice that they had when they were here. They don't have vocal cords. We know this because we don't just hear spirit talking to us in their tone with our ears all the time. When I record a spirit using my voice recorder, it comes through as a whisper, which is an EVP. So if they were able to use a toned voice like I'm using now, we would hear it on the voice recorder. So I'm using the Hope Voice Signature method, which is taking human voice, I'm reversing it, I'm slowing it down by half, and I'm chopping it up into 2-second increments roughly, and randomizing it. So we have a track, a sound source with no forward words in it. Okay? And people ask, well, why are you turning the dial? They're only answering you when you turn the dial. Well, that's a noise gate. So I don't want constant sound coming out of the box the whole time because it would be hard to discern their messages. So what I'm doing is I'm running the sound in the background and asking a question, and I'm turning the dial for about 3 to 4 seconds, hoping that the soul on the other side is timing up their response with me opening the gate. Now, I always tell people you can validate this work. People say, well, how can we know that it's real? And I always tell people, well, reverse the sounds, reverse the responses, reverse the sound banks in my app. You can do that by just recording some and re-reversing it. And what you're going to hear is partial words or drawn out words from the original sound source. And that's proving that it's that there's no forward words in my sound banks or in my audio source. That it's not AI, right? Like it's very easy to prove that. Some say, well, how do you know it's really them? Well, just like I said, I mean, first of all, I don't know 100% if it's them. I am able to prove that people's loved ones are able to come through because they're giving us things that only they knew, right? But with well-known people, sometimes they're just not giving like code words and other specific things. But I trust my connection. Now it's up to you to make that determination whether you feel I connected with them. And a lot of the responses are very indicative of what they would say when they were alive. That's really the process. There's more to it, but I mean, that's really the basics of it. And if anyone ever wants to know and you're respectful and you ask me questions in the comments, if I see it, I'm going to answer it to the best of my ability. This is ahead of its time still. And I just love sharing it with all of you. And I'm going to continue to. So this session with Michael is very special. We're going to get right into it. And at the end, I'll just give you a few words to offer some help to Michael.
All right, I'm inviting my guides to be present. We are going to initially connect and ask for Michael Jackson. I'm going to focus. Hey, buddy. Now, I already prayed and focused, and I felt like I heard him say that he is willing and ready to speak when I'm ready. So, that was good. I have the spirit bell on. So if you guys want to use that at any point in time, haven't heard that ding yet. Alright, so I'm going to focus. So I'm inviting Michael Jackson. I'm inviting Michael Jackson. You know, I feel energy. I feel energy. And I feel I see him wearing a white shirt. I am he. Michael, please sit with me at the table with me. Try and use this with me. Ding. First time the bell has dinged. All right. All right. Very good. I'm going to shut off the radio. So we heard the bell ding, so just kind of feels like extra confirmation, Michael, that you are here. I have to say that your session, the last time that we did it a few years ago, was one of the greatest sessions I've ever done. I've done many, but I was just blown away. And hundreds or over 100,000 people have seen this session, and they heard your responses about your children, about never hurting children on your own. So it's been wonderful, and I want to greet you, Michael. I greet you, brother. Can you use this tonight? How about now? Something love. Well, that's great. I love when you guys talk about love on the other side. You knew, now I had been putting it out there for, I think, weeks at this point, that I was going to ask for you again. So you knew that I was going to ask for you, correct? I'm going to switch over to the box. Is there anything else that you want to try and say through the computer on your own now? Okay, let's go over to the box. Let's use the box. It's a little bit easier. I think the computer's clearer. The box, I think, is easier. Have you been kind of feeling better since we last spoke? I know you mentioned that you had a harsh life, that it was difficult. And I know you said that you never hurt anyone's children, and I think that was one of the best things that you could have said, because so many of your fans have heard you say that, millions of people, and I believe that you wanted to protect children. Are you glad that that information came out? I feel like it has got, I know when I asked you about praying for you, you said, it doesn't matter, we're all okay, or something to that effect. But you feel that love. I mean, you said you're with the fans. So you feel their love and their words and their sentiment, correct? How about now? How special is it that, your nephew, Jafar, who probably prepared quite a bit to play you, was that just an amazing experience for you? Was it cathartic? Was it therapeutic, to have that experience happen? I did. I asked you, I'm jumping around, but I asked you about, seeing family on the other side or loved ones on the other side. And you said that this movie will bring people together. And I'm just so happy. I'm happy for you that, that your memory and legacy continues to live on. Are you finding peace in that and happy about that? I'm sure you are. Can I ask you, before we end this, what have you been doing, or what are you doing on the other side? Can I ask you that? Maybe you can answer that. Okay. Well, let's try and speak again tomorrow night, if you're willing. I'm going to try and review this. I'm so grateful for the connection we've made while you've been on the other side. Even my 7-year-old, just loves asking Alexa to play your music. Do you hear, or have you seen that or heard that? She's, I don't know. I don't know why you would know that, but, do you, this little 7-year-old that didn't know of you is loving your music. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, I love it, or something. Something awesome. Sending you love. We will speak again tomorrow night, okay? All right, man. So, Michael, last night we connected briefly, initially. And there were a few responses that I was able to hear when I went back and looked at, listened again. And I'm still good. I'm still reviewing because it takes me time to go through this, and I'm still listening. Can you use this tonight, Michael? I'm just trying to focus on you a little more. It helps when I see you. Do you notice when I focus on you and see you better? Does that make a difference to you? How about now? Okay. Let's go to the box. Let's just go right into the box. So, going through your responses last night, I asked you, "How are you?" And I hear you saying that you show love, or you're showing that you are love. Is that how you feel? How about now? You know, it's interesting. When in the last session I did a few years ago with you, I asked if I could pray for you. And I believe that, I do believe our prayers help. I just want to get that confirmation from you for everyone watching this. You are okay, right? Even though we are okay on the other side, everyone is, as far as I've talked to many people, well-known and regular people, but it is possible that we know that depending on what you went through here, you can take some of that to the other side with you, whether that's positivity or sometimes there's trauma and some negativity, or difficult emotions that you went through when you were here. You can still feel that over there and kind of go through that. And you've worked through that. You've worked through that stuff on the other side, correct? Now, I know that you said something about your life being harsh, but again, you've been working through that, and it hurts to hear people have accusations of you and stuff like that. But you are overcoming that. I just want to make sure. Yeah, something. I asked you about, again, you said that, years ago that we did, you said that I hurt nobody's children or child. And I think that was very important and for you to have to say, and a lot of people got to hear that. And I think more of that has become apparent. Anything else that you want to share or expand on that? Yeah, something right, yeah. I asked you if you feel the love from your fans. I mean, so many, especially now after this movie has come out. You mentioned feeling, and you feel that, that you feel their love. You do feel the fans' love, and you've said that you're with them, but you feel them, right? That love, yes. Their love or that love, that's right. Dang, another, yeah. I mean, I was so blown away with how well you did in the last session. Sometimes I have to go back and watch these sessions, and I was just blown away with how well that you did the last time. It's like you answered every question that we asked you or asked you. And it's just fantastic. Now, the bell is dinging. Are you dinging the bell? Are you ringing it? Yeah. Okay. I asked you about this movie, and I got to ask you more about this movie because that was one of the big reasons why I wanted to reach back out to you. So many asked me to reach back out to you. I asked, was it nice to see the process of this movie? And you said to see love. I heard that. I heard something about you mentioning love. So that I think that you saw the love in the project. Is that true? It really did unite a lot of your family. It did unite a lot of fans. It really did a lot. And I know that you have to be happy about it. But did you get to watch it as a finished product somehow? I want to ask you about a divine experience, about God. I do believe that you believed in God. And since being on the other side, have ding, maybe you're already answering the question with the ding, but have you had an experience with God, a spiritual experience on the other side since you've been there? More love. Oh, yeah, something. I mean, God is love. He's light and love. I don't know if you believed in Jesus Christ or, I believe in Christ as an ascended master, as my guide, as my teacher, my Lord. I feel a very close connection to Christ. Have you had any experience or met Jesus? I mentioned my 7-year-old that kind of has newly found your music. She's, he died in I think '09, so I mean, clearly she wasn't alive, and she didn't, but she's heard your music, and she'll put it on in her room by herself, and she'll do these little dances. And I asked you about it, and you said, yeah, it was cute. I hear, yeah, it was cute, or something that's awesome. Did you say that? Loving that. Yeah. Because new people, there's new souls, or, children that are finding your music, that don't know much about you, but they hear it and they go, wow. And that's how it was for me as a kid. But, behind those wonderful songs was someone that was going through a very difficult time, and it shows that we can be extremely talented and gifted. We can have the world at our beck and call in a way. We can have, endless amounts of money, but that is not the root of happiness. It is finding the love, and we're always seeking love from other people, but it's really a love from our higher power, from God, and remembering that we are one with that love. We are one with the light. Do you agree with that? Well, we're not going to continue on for too long here. I'm going to wrap this up with you, and I don't want to make it too long. I have to review all of this. You definitely, I feel like, confirmed that you were ringing the bell, so I'm glad that you had that. And I'm glad that I was able to give you another chance. I mean, so many people wanted to hear from you again. That means the world to me. I feel like I've done my job in being a bridge, and I just want to thank you. I want to send you love, and I want to say thank you for being able to come through like this tonight. Well, you know that I have the love for you. You know I'm going to do everything I can to transcribe your messages as, clearly and honestly as possible. Make sure I'm not misquoting you or, trying to hear you for what you're saying. I want to say a prayer for you, and I'm going to ask all of the fans out there to send you some love when they see this video, okay?
So there it is. Another powerful session, 2 nights asking for him, 40 responses, many of them talking about love, feeling love, sending love, talking about God and light, how he loved the movie, it brought him love. It's just wonderful. And so I always tell people, take a few minutes, send the person some love, send Michael a little bit of love. Like, you can just close your eyes, envision his face, and just offer him the love. He is sharing with you in this session that he feels it, that he's around all of you, the fans, that there's a way for him to connect with people that are appreciating him. And I think that's just wonderful. And I'm excited to share more with you when I have it. And the app will be coming soon. So I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I love you all. Thank you for the support. Thank you for caring about this work. It means the world to me. So until next time, thank you all.